70% of the world's population will live in cities by 2050. Viewed through the correct lens, this represents two astonishing opportunities. First, it is the largest investment opportunity that has ever existed. And second, it is an opportunity to create vibrant, dynamic, climate-proofed cities around the globe. Critically, investment decisions over the next 15 years will determine just how these insights become reality. United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon launched the Cities Climate Finance Leadership Alliance at the Climate Summit in September 2014. The CCFLA's goal is to catalyse investment into better, smarter, climate-proofed cities of the future. Integral to achieving the objective is addressing governments' inadequate fiscal resources and fostering leadership capabilities to transition cities to this new infrastructure.
It's a global community of policymakers, investors, financiers, and city-level authorities, plus those construction companies, the trading engineering groups who make infrastructure happen. And essentially, what the Secretary-General is looking to do is accelerate the way projects are configured, how finance and investment comes into them, and put our cities on the right track to deal with climate change, to deal with the challenges that will bring to the communities, but also the business opportunities that it creates.
As of November 2015, approximately 50 institutions, including the majority of the world's largest multilateral financial institutions, have joined the CCFLA as founding members. A select group of these major actors came together in Bangkok and Johannesburg just ahead of COP21. The objective? To formulate a working blueprint for the mobilization of capital flows toward resilient infrastructure. Known as the Bangkok-Johannesburg Blueprint, this lively, generative conversation gave rise to multiple insights and recommendations. Specific areas of focus spanned policy, planning, portfolios, projects, and people.
All the leaders involved in making decisions at the COP21, they need good ideas. They need practical ideas. They need ideas that everybody wins.
You're bringing together policymakers, you're bringing together government participants, and you're also bringing together investors in one room to discuss how to unlock investments in infrastructure.
We're talking very specifically to people who manage money and trying to understand how we can work with them to get that money to flow in the direction we need to. So it's very specific and incredibly powerful in the context of changing the world.
If you're smart enough in the design of the project, 100 billion can affect over $1 trillion easily.
You are looking at the next industrial revolution.
It's an enormous potential opportunity to deploy an awful lot of capital.
None of it will happen if strong political leadership and commitment is not in place.
If the direction is clear direction, clear frameworks, clear financial incentives, private sector will be there.
What we're beginning to see are the type of bond products that are climate related, maybe green bonds, that mainstream institutional investors, those big pension funds, can say, wait a minute, we understand this area. We've got to be very careful protecting the assets of our pensioners for many decades, but these are investment products that we know we can go into them, and over the period that we need, 15, 20, 25 years, we can have a steady return, and that's the key.
To see that you're at the very, very beginning of the next industrial revolution. You get them to that point, then the rest will come.
Investors have been stranded with one idea, short-term profit.
Simplistically, there's a real challenge to take projects and make them bankable.
There's a collective understanding of what low-carbon projects are. They're not being packaged, they're not being taken to the banks or to the investors in the right way, and therefore they're not pulling finance from the system.
Overall, hundreds of recommendations and insights were discussed in Johannesburg and Bangkok. Yet, from within the complexity, several key themes emerged. Infinite capacity. In 2015, the outstanding debt in the nascent $70 billion climate bond market will build to tens of trillions of dollars of the $90 trillion mainstream fixed income market. Framing. Climate-smart infrastructure is not only about survival, the business case is sound. Distinct leadership is required to identify and leverage the bigger picture in order to activate capital flows in the right direction. Governance. Government has a critical role to play in hardwiring a long-term investment perspective. Architecture. A new enabling financial architecture is needed. Confidence. Success stories demonstrating sustainable investment finance exist, thereby contributing to investor confidence. In short, the challenge is not in overcoming a lack of finance, but rather to see the remarkable investment opportunities inherent in climate-resilient infrastructure. This realization will inevitably activate solutions to meet the challenges ahead. Challenges which the CCFLA is working hard to transform into opportunities for both the investor and society at large.